Let me first of all say to the supporters of Mr. Herman Cain that you have done something that the pundits said would never be possible, and that is you have elevated a candidate who is not a politician. I congratulate you, and I congratulate Mr. Herman Cain, his wife Gloria, and his entire family on a job well done. Despite the fact that I'm not supporting Mr. Cain, I believe that the way that he and his family have been treated by the media has been uncalled for. I believe that the women who have come forward alleging things that Herman Cain did in the past, I think they're being unfair, and I think they're attention hungry and should apologize to Mr. Cain and his family. That being said, I'm happy that Herman Cain made the effort to run for president. I think he made a difference in this campaign, and that's due to not only him but his supporters as well. Look, this is a two-man race for the Republican nomination, and Republicans and independents are going to have a clear choice to make in this primary. The two candidates we have are smart individuals. They both love their country, and both of them are committed to undoing the damage President Obama has done over the past few years. But the question for Republican voters is if they want an establishment candidate or a candidate who is really proposing something different for this country, a really different direction, a better direction for this country. Newt Gingrich has a record to run on. He has advocated very bold solutions and very big ideas during the course of this campaign, and you can find those ideas at newt.org. Whether, on a wide variety of issues, Speaker Gingrich has proposed solutions for our nation's problems, and in doing so, he has defied establishment wisdom. He has talked about outside-the-box ideas, and he's taken ideas from both the establishment and the non-establishment. And he has created a campaign centered around ideas, not rhetoric. Yes, he has a record to run on, but he's running on the future. And I think that's important. It's important to have a presidential candidate, and frankly, somebody who is well-positioned to become the next president of the United States, who has a broad understanding of a lot of different complex issues, and who proposes something to the country and inspires Americans to stand with him, not just for him. And that is what Newt Gingrich has done in this campaign. He has the support of grassroots Republicans, Tea Partiers, traditional Republican voters, conservatives. Mitt Romney's a good man. But Governor Romney's ideas simply come from the Washington establishment beltway in D.C. Mitt Romney's tax cut proposal, health care plan, spending proposals all come from the Washington the Washington way of thinking. And I think the choice is really between establishment thinking and bold solutions. Mitt Romney representing the Republican establishment in its thinking, while Newt Gingrich represents a broader electorate and, frankly, his own thinking. A combination of thinking from a lot of different areas put together to propose bold solutions for the future of this country. Now, both candidates have tremendous records of accomplishment, and both of them would be good presidents. The question is, do you want a president who is going to simply go along with what Washington Republicans have talked about for decades, or do you want a president who's going to think outside the box and transform the direction of this country? And I think that is, frankly, the choice that you are going to make. Now, specifically on policy, you can compare the differences between Speaker Gingrich and Governor Romney. Both of them have websites, and you'll see, if you go to either website, I've been on both websites, Speaker Gingrich has very specific solutions to the economy, to foreign policy, to the border, to health care, whatever the issue be. Governor Romney is very vague in his solutions. He's very broad. And the truth is, I've taken a look at both of their proposals, and I'd be happy to compare their proposals specifically. That's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is to point out to the voters of this country that you have a choice between a bold leader and an establishment figure. Now, sure, the folks in Washington are going to support Governor Romney's candidacy. Governor Romney is a good talker. He comes across as reserved. Newt Gingrich is much more blunt. He's a good speaker too, but he's much more blunt. And I think the Washington establishment, frankly, fears Newt Gingrich because he has such big ideas that, frankly, some of them can't even understand properly. The good news is both Governor Romney and Speaker Gingrich can win next year if they play their cards right. The question is, which one of them do we want to be our nominee? an establishment candidate, or a bold thinker who thinks outside the box and has solutions. In a couple weeks from now, Iowans, and then after them, New Hampshireites will have the opportunity to cast their votes, and other states will after that. I believe what you're going to see is the more conservative voters supporting Speaker Gingrich, the more moderate voters supporting Governor Romney. Certainly, establishment figures will probably come out and endorse Governor Romney. They already have. Speaker Gingrich has won the support of the grassroots and the all-important New Hampshire Union Leader, a conservative New Hampshire newspaper which has endorsed Ronald Reagan and John McCain, who went on to win the New Hampshire primaries after their endorsement. Not because of their endorsement, but I'm sure their endorsement didn't hurt either one of them, and I doubt that this endorsement will hurt Speaker Gingrich. So I think what you should have in mind when you go into that voting booth, when you see Newt Gingrich and Mitt Romney's name, do you want a conservative with bold solutions or an establishment candidate with vague solutions? That is the fundamental question that voters are going to have to answer at the polls in the Republican primary. And also, frankly, why don't you try to compare who would you rather see debate Barack Obama? Now, I don't know about you, but I would pay good money to see Speaker Gingrich debate Barack Obama. And I don't think I'm the only one.